Hard to believe, but it's time to start back to school shopping, and prices for some of the simplest items are more expensive than ever.
Valley News Team's Ethan Kramer talked with a business professor at MSUM about the reasons for the spike.
Back to school shopping is here, and the price of just the simplest items students need in the classroom, such as these note cards, these pencils, and this binder, are costing some families a fortune.
According to the National Retail Federation, families in 2024 are spending an average of $875 per household on school supplies. Josh Bell, who is an associate professor of professional management at MSU, had a pretty straightforward answer when asked what he thinks is causing these high prices.
Inflation. I think that's a pretty straightforward answer.
The rising costs of school supplies, he says certain groups of families really feel these extra costs.
It puts a squeeze on families, especially if, they're, living paycheck to paycheck, or they're hourly, or they're single parent families. There's only one income.
Having the newest backpack or even having the newest clothes are some of the extra challenges families and kids face when back to school shopping.
The pressures I think that some families and some kids feel to have something new to go to school in, and growing up, that's something I look forward to, but we didn't always have, 8 new outfits. We may have 1 new outfit, but that's a pressure that a lot of families feel.
Well, here are a few tips for you before shopping for school supplies. Number 1, sticking to the school supply list. Number 2, finding deals on multiple items and buying in bulk. And number 3, looking at home for supplies you may already have. Reporting in Fargo, Ethan Kramer, Valley News Live.